Hey guys, it's Thursday. It is Thanksgiving, so I'm doing this quick. I had to work today, and so I'm doing this while Lori finishes up the food. um, yeah, today's topic, or this week's topic, I should say, was dating while trans, or trying to date while you're trans, and all of this stuff. I'm sure I've touched on it before. Um, it's it can be a bit of a struggle, that's for sure. Wondering if the person that you're dating or interested in is going to be okay with the fact that you are a trans man, or whether that's happening, whether you've already like transitioned and kind of passed for like for a guy, um, passed for a male, I should say, and then you have to kind of tell them like, hey, I'm actually a trans man, or if you haven't started yet and you start this relationship knowing that you do want to transition, telling them can can be kind of nerve wracking. Um, but the thing that I've come to find out is that any relationship that has the potential to be worthwhile is the one where your partner is cool with it. And I say that in the sense that they're not cool with it right away. I know a couples um, that it took a little bit of time, but the love was there and the support for each other was there, and so they sort of worked their way through it. I know a few that it didn't work out for them, partially because after he transitioned, his sexuality changed. And he, instead of being interested in girls, he ended up finding himself attracted to other guys. Um, and that can happen. It can also happen where you're just attracted to people in general, not necessarily any sort of gender. Um, it happens, and it's okay because it's just the way of life. Um, but I will say this, coming from my perspective and having started dating Lori, um, before I started transitioning, I told her pretty quickly, because I just wanted to get that part out before it sort of became, in case it was going to become an issue, because I knew it's what I wanted to do, and if she wasn't on board, then I didn't want to have to waste my time on a relationship that wasn't going to support what I needed in my life. Luckily and obviously, she was totally on board. Um, and but while transitioning, there has been a lot of changes. There can be like testosterone can really kind of up the anger and the rage and the irritation and the annoyance, within you, and that can take a toll on a relationship. Um, it really depends on it. It's person to person. I've been told that if you're more susceptible before you transition, if you're more susceptible to sort of being emotional, getting angry, that you may have to find some way to control it. You may need to seek extra assistance through like counselors and therapy and all of that stuff. It can be hard, but um, a lot of situations that I personally have encountered, the significant other understands what's going on. When I had my first couple appointments, I brought Lori with me, mostly because I wanted her to be 100% like informed as much as I was. Partially because I have a tendency to forget things, and I knew she would remember some of the stuff. Um, but I wanted her to be fully involved. I wanted her to know everything that there was to know, like any any of the risks, any of the side effects, whether health wise, like mentally, emotionally, all of that stuff. I wanted to know. I wanted her to know what she was kind of getting herself into, what I was getting myself into, and then together what we were gonna have to face as time went on, as the testosterone really started kind of kicking in and stuff started happening and changing. Um, and my doctor, like the place that I go, really encourages that. It encourages you to bring in like a support system, especially like a significant other. That way, they know what's to come. So I highly recommend it if you can. Bring someone with you. Bring a family member. Bring a significant other. It's a little off topic from dating while trans, but if you're dating someone or whatever, bring them with you to the appointments. Because she had questions, she wanted to know some things, and so he could answer it for them, or for her, I should say. She could answer it for your doctors can answer for anyone, you, your significant other, whoever. That's what they're there for, to answer questions, to sort of reassure you, or kind of give you a heads up, or refer you to a place that might be able to help anything that's going on. Yeah, I haven't had a lot of negative side effects, at least not yet, other than my impatience for lack of facial hair. Because it's more my frustration of seeing other guys on Instagram or YouTube that aren't on T as long as I am, but have more changes, like facial hair wise, than I do. And it's frustrating, and she has to sort of talk me down and kind of remind me that everyone's transition is different. There are times that I know I probably frustrate her, whether she'll admit to it or not. I'm sure I frustrate her sometimes with my dysphoria, and me being like, I don't look like this isn't looking good, and like you can tell, and this, that, and the other. And she's like, you're fine. Like, I know sometimes she gets a little exasperated, whether she'll admit it or not. I'm sure she does. I love her for it. But yeah, it's an experience. It's an experience for me, and it's an experience for her separately, and it's also a whole nother experience together. And honestly, I wouldn't want to experience it with anyone else other than her, because she's been amazing. So I will say this. I'm trying to make this video short, because it's the holidays. It's Thanksgiving. I would like to eat food. I've been at work all day. I'm kind of hungry, and there's a football game on pretty soon. It's the Bears and the Packers. I'm from Wisconsin, but I'm a Bears fan, which I know is sort of against the rules. But having gone to school in Illinois, I can't help it. And although the Packers haven't been doing very good, which is kind of awesome. But next week, I think we're going to talk about Thanksgiving, I think, and I'll tell you more about everything. But this week, dating, and basically, there is someone out there for you. Yeah, it may be frustrating. You may have to go through some people. There may be issues. You may think you found someone, and then later something doesn't work out, and but that happens with everyone. Transgender, cisgender, whatever. Unfortunately, that is life. But don't give up hope. Don't regret. Don't feel like you need to like your transition is causing some issues, or that you don't regret transitioning. Also, don't let anyone talk you out of it. If that's what you want to do, if you feel 100% like I need to be I need to be a guy, or if there are any male to female, if someone's like if you're really feeling like you need to be the opposite gender than what you were born, don't let anyone talk you out of it. Even if you love the person and have loved them for years and years, and you want to transition, or you're already transitioning, or what have you, and they try to talk you out of it, don't let them. Because if they're going to talk you out of it, if they're not going to accept you for you and who you are and what you want to be, they're not worth it. it's not worth the agony. It's not worth the pain and the struggle um, to go through that, to be miserable, not being yourself because someone else isn't okay with it. Um, I know that's probably hard for some people to swallow because they want what they want and they want who they want. And but don't change for anyone. Change for yourself. Transition for yourself. If 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 your significant other isn't on board, you guys need to reevaluate the relationship. Which sounds harsh, but it's true. So, with that being said, I'm gonna stop here. I hope you all have a great day, and I will be back next week to tell you all about fun things and all of that. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, and tune in every other day this week. We'll be around. All right. Later.